Welcome back to an instant reaction edition of the Night Report podcast. I'm your co-host, Mike Broadbent. Joining me once again is my co-host, Richie Schneiderite. Richie, the class of 2024 for Rutgers basketball is continuing its huge upside with another commitment here from Lathan Sommerville. He's a 6'10 center. Fab five, it could be. If we take five, it could be a Fab five. Might be a Fab four, though. I don't know if we'll have
that's
room
fine.
for five guys.
That's fine. You make room.
You make room for kids like this. So Lathan Sommerville is, like I said, 6'10", 240. I think he just transferred back to his high school in Peoria, Illinois. He was at the Skill Factory in Atlanta, Georgia. This is a kid that kind of, like Bay and Dongo in last class, kind of burst onto the scene out of nowhere. He is now ranked. He went from being unranked by rivals to the 92nd prospect in the country. So tell us a little bit about what Rutgers is getting in this kid.
So remember when we talked about Papa Conte and like defensive specialist?
Yep.
This is him in the 2025 class. Same as a little bit different of a player, but he's very versatile on defense. He has great size at a legit 6'10", 245. He's a bulky big man. He's not a skinny dude. He's not Cliff coming in at like 200 pounds. He's coming in like a thick boy. He shifts his feet really well. He can guard at the perimeter if need be. He is bulky, but like I just said, he can move. And I think the true draw and the cool thing about this big man in Lathan Sommerville is that he has a mid-range game, like a mid-post game.
Yeah.
He has a great frame. He gets defenders to really bite on he gets rim protectors to bite on fakes on the inside. It was pretty like obvious just watching his tape from the Skill Factory in Georgia, which mind you, I don't even want to talk about that. It doesn't matter because it's not there anymore, but
Yep.
they take online classes there. It's kind of a joke of a school. What I heard a little bit, but whatever. It is what it is. He's going back to Illinois. Before I go more on his game, I know people are gonna be like, Illinois, oh no, the Fighting Illini. Like they have Kofi Coburn, had Kofi Coburn. He's similar build, blah blah blah. Illinois had their chance. They had the chance to reach for him, and they didn't reach out that much. Confident he sticks with Rutgers here. Going back to his game, he's a willing passer. He has a really good IQ and a feel for the game around the rim. He's a very good passer. I don't want to say like Al Horford-esque because that might be the best passing big man of our recent history, one of all time. But he's got that kind of like interior reads, and will pass out of the post if need be. He's got a nice little touch from the 18 to 20 foot range. And like you saw, like he posted a clip. I think it was yesterday, day before, 2 days ago, whatever it is, a week ago at this point. Little clips of him doing little highlights, and he's got a nice little touch that kind of extends beyond the arc too. So don't be afraid to hit a three. He's got a really good short range game, a very good mid range game, and then can pull people out of the paint by hitting occasional threes here and there, which Cliff's been trying to do, but it's still a work in progress there.
Yeah, and this is a kid who announced his top 7 on March 23rd of Villanova, Rutgers, Seton Hall, Bradley, Xavier, Missouri, and Virginia Tech. So you're beating out a ton of good programs for this kid. A little more background on him. His dad was a standout basketball player at Bradley University. So for anybody who's a big college basketball fan, you'll remember in 2006, Bradley had a Cinderella run in the NCAA tournament. They made it to the Sweet 16 before they lost to Memphis. His dad was one of the top players on that team. His name's Marcellus Somerville. He had a cup of coffee in the summer league, and then he played 13 years overseas before he moved back to Peoria, Illinois, to start his next phase of his career. So he still runs basketball camps in Peoria. His son, I was listening to an interview with him, Lathan, I guess, had a huge growth spurt during COVID. He went from about 6'4" to being taller than his dad. His dad's 6'7". So just you could tell that he had played a lot of guard growing up because he does have some really good moves. He's light on his feet. He has, he feels very comfortable with the spin move. If you watch him just like backing guys down, he's got a really wide bag of post moves. He's able to finish around the rim really easily. So just a very advanced offensive player for a guy his size.
So Rutgers is going from an offense that was stagnant to Ace Bailey, Delquan Warren, Gavin Griffiths, and Lathan Sommerville, who can all pretty much score at will. All right, just want to make that clear.
I mean, it's you could tell one, like as you get better as a program, you're gonna have more high level kids showing you attention. Like before before Cliff, like how many top 100 kids did Rutgers land under Pike? Zero.
Yeah.
So Pike has been, for lack of a better term, I don't want to say it, but he's been taking guys who were under recruited for a reason because they had holes in their game. They were, diamonds in the rough, turning them into very useful, if not great players. But now you're just starting a little higher. You're starting with a much higher floor with these kids. So these kids are coming in with these skills, with these size and speed advantages that some of
Mm-hmm.
his other recruits didn't have. And that's why they're, ranked in the top 100. That's why they have all these offers. So I think Pike has always wanted these high level offensive guys, but they're very sought after for a good reason. So
Yeah.
I think you're going to see a lot of the offensive woes sort of start to dissipate as he continues to land these high level kids. So I think in a lot of ways, we're still going to be a high effort defense. It's going to kind of look. We've talked about comparing this program to Houston, to Tennessee, where they're
It's pretty close.
they're still going all out on defense. There's still high effort. That's still how coach is going to want to play these kids. But then on the other end of the court, they're going to have those moves. They're going to have those skills already coming into Rutgers to refine rather than teach. So I'm really
Mm-hmm.
excited for the direction of this program.
Yeah, and it's nice to see like Pike's willing to adapt to based on what he
Yep.
has, which is huge because we saw the Geo offense with Ron, and Ron was a little more ISO ball with Ron. It was just kind of like, hey, let Ron do his thing on offense. Now you're going to have some
Yep.
weapons here and there. You could spot up Gavin. Gavin could take it to the rim if he wants. You could
Yep.
put Somerville at the high post, mid post, low post, and he could do anything at all three. Ace
Yep.
Bailey can score at will. You can play ISO ball with Ace Bailey if you really wanted to, and let him kick out. But I know people. This is just a different big man commit for Rutgers because you're so used to seeing these guys that are this size that are just rim protectors. That's about it. Rebounders. That's about it. This kid can do it all. And you mentioned it before how he was a guard at first, and that's a big factor in why he's just such a good passer out of the paint. Like, and I don't want to. I hate comparing these to like fucking superstars, but like he's got like a Jokic type game too to him, like a little bit. I know Jokic is a different breed completely. He's rare, but he's got ability to put the ball on the court if need be at his size. And you don't see that very often with guys that are 250, 245 plus.
Yeah. No,
It's a
I wouldn't.
stretch. It might be a little stretch
Yeah.
with
Yeah. Yeah.
Jokic,
I wouldn't go
but
that far, but
you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
I can't think of a massive big guy that can put the ball on the court like that.
Yeah. Great commit, no doubt. Obviously, this is our third commit of the class of 2024 with Lathan
Yes, sir.
Sommerville, Delcon
Missing one
Warren,
big guy.
and the number 4 recruit in the country, in Ace Bailey, who's turned out to be, one of the biggest fan favorite recruits of all time at Rutgers, one of the best recruiters as a player of all time at Rutgers. We've alluded to another possible addition to this class to make it a Fab Four. But that won't be coming until July. We've talked about that with Richard, and we all feel good about Dylan, but that is something that continues to evolve, and we'll just have to sit back and wait and see how things go.
Yeah, it's getting really interesting now. It's set up pretty damn well for a certain someone to join the program. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned all of them because like no one talks about Delcon Warren. He's a phenomenal point
No,
guard. No one talks about Gavin Griffiths because the hype just keeps getting built higher and higher and higher. Even when Lathan Sommerville commits, I can almost guarantee you someone on the board is going to be like, okay, when's Dylan? When's Dylan committing? When's Dylan committing? And it's like, I get it. Like a lot of hype around Dylan, but this is a very good commit in its own right. Like it's getting a little crazy at this point. I did not foresee this one coming. Well, no, I shouldn't say Somerville. I didn't foresee all this coming together like the way it is.
yeah, I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised, but I mean, I've just gotten to the point where I'm not really going to doubt Pike anymore.
No.
I'm just going to trust him fully because we're in good hands with Pike. Obviously, it sounds like we're going to take it easy on the assistant coaching replacement. That was something we also discussed with Richard Kent on, I believe, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of people are interested in the job, and Pike's going to take it slow, try and be deliberate with this process, and in all likelihood end up hiring someone he has an existing relationship with, either that be from the coaching ranks, somebody that he knows through the UConn family tree, maybe even through the AAU circuit. Who knows? But I don't
Yeah.
expect that coaching change to happen anytime soon.
One thing I wanted to mention too, Rob Cassidy, our national basketball recruiting director, posted something the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I've got 5 on it. It's like a stupid saying, but it's whatever. Um, it's like I got 5. I don't even know how you describe it. It's like I got 5 on it. Like I'm confident in this is
Yep,
basically
yep.
what he means. And it's like it's 5 players. He wants to watch this grassroots AAU season. I don't know why they changed the name to grassroots, but whatever. And 2 of them are Ace Bailey, who he mentions has the potential to be the number 1 prospect. Oh, and there's this kid Dylan Harper who has the potential of being the number 1 prospect in the country.
Yeah.
Rutgers might have 1 and 2 in the 2024 class, along with 90, who's going pretty high, along with 70 something in Delcon Warren, who's consistently moving up. And yeah, Gavin Griffiths, you remember that guy? Yeah, who was number 20? Like
Hmm.
he's gonna be on the team too.
And I
Yikes.
mean, we've been mentioned with 2 other 5 stars, and Tyler Betsy and Nas Cunningham. I don't think either of us are super high on either of those 2 ending up at Rutgers, but for Rutgers to be in the conversation even with those guys, in addition to all the other players we've just
Yeah.
discussed, is it is a new era of Rutgers basketball, and I couldn't be happier to be here to witness it.
It's something else, and I don't even know what else to say. I mean, Nas is who he is. He's pretty damn good. And then Tyler Betsy's 14 for us. That's after taking a 44 spot jump. I
Yep.
don't think he's done. I think he's top 6.
Wow.
I think he's that good. Like he's phenomenal. I watched him. I watched highlights the other day, and it's crazy.
It's insane. Huge commitment for the program. I don't have anything more on this. Richie, you got anything else?
Assistant coach, like you mentioned, it's to be determined. We'll wait and see what happens there, and then I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're gonna work on getting some hoops guys on the pod. I'm in the process of negotiating a deal with somebody, not a deal, but I don't do NAL and that stuff. But I'm in the process of talking to someone to hopefully get a very 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 big name. There's 3 varies if you missed that on the podcast. Hopefully very soon. It would probably be our number 1 podcast. I had to guess if he commits to being on the pod. Just saying.
That is one hell of a tease. And I think I know who you're talking about. That would
Yeah,
be huge.
got to get it to
I'm
work first.
Yeah, yeah.
Very very busy person.
And we've talked about how hard it is to coordinate with guests, and we don't want to put names out there and have them look bad if they end up not making
Yeah,
it on,
of course.
because things happen. And this is, in the grand scheme of things, a very kind of small time thing. We love bringing this content to you guys. We love talking shop. We love doing everything about this because we're both Rutgers alums. We're both huge Rutgers fans.
Yeah.
Richie, not so much because he's got to, be a professional about it, but I don't necessarily have to. So,
I did want to say one more quick thing before we're all said and done. If you didn't know by now, we run the Rutgers Rivals website. If you didn't know that, you would know now at this point. But the round table, our message board is where we post all our scoops, anything we have. Lathan Sommerville, we had posted days ago. Actually, I should say we knew when his commitment was coming. Probably about a month ago when he said, "I'm committing within the next month." Zach Smart's our recruiting guy. We have tons of scoops, whether it be football, basketball. Hell, we got wrestling recruiting scoops now because I don't even know how that worked out, but it worked out
yeah.
pretty well. Lex is great with that too. We have all kinds of recruiting writers. So if you do like what we do, I ask you to do a couple things. Number 1, rate our podcast on whatever podcasting app you're listening to. I know a majority use Apple Pods, a lot of you use Spotify Pods, but if you're on another app, rate us on there as well. Number 2, go to YouTube. It's free to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button down below. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. As soon as we get to 3,000, we're going to have some kind of giveaway. I don't know what we're going to do yet. Probably end up giving away a subscription, giving away. I have a Cliff Almarugi jersey, actually, a Maury jersey. That's I always pronounce it wrong. With the Knights script lettering on it, that cool stuff.
Oh, those jerseys
yes.
are fucking nice.
Yeah, it was cool to have. So I'm going to give it away to somebody. A Ron Harper Jr. jersey that I might give away as well. We'll figure that one out. And then number 3, if you haven't already subscribed to our website, TKR30. I'm going to give you guys an exclusive access code. TKR30 gets you 30 days for free. So you can try it out. You don't like it. Day 29 hits. You can say, fuck it. I'm out. I don't want to do this. I'm not paying $9 a month to this idiot. But I can guarantee you're hooked. You're in there and you are hooked on this Rutgers program. You learn more here than you'll learn anywhere else. So just give
Yep.
it a chance. Get your free subscription. They're gonna make you enter a credit card. Set a reminder on your phone if you're really that like cheap and you don't want to spend $9 next month. And set a reminder on the 29th and cancel it that day if you really feel the need to. But I can guarantee you're not going to. Wow, that was a
Yeah,
hype speech.
and as somebody who's been on the round table now for, almost 20 years,
There you
probably
go.
closer to 15, I can attest it is the best place on the internet to talk about Rutgers football, to get inside information. And if you're going to rate us, also, we only accept 5 stars.
Oh yeah, dude.
If you're
Don't
going
be
to do
stupid.
anything lower, leave it at the door. We don't need it. But again, we appreciate you listening. And if you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a longtime listener, welcome back. We love hearing back from you guys, and the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. So we want to thank you guys for everything. But for me and Richie, this has been another edition of the Night Report podcast. Signing off.